A little introduction on Prana. Prana plasma donation support was born out of a need just 90 days ago, with the huge support from Dr. Barucha, who is here, and the Federation of Blood Banks, to make convalescent plasma universally available to all. And what we are seeing is a real surge in the demand for convalescent plasma, and I'll just walk you through a little bit on it. Plasma is the liquid portion of our blood, which otherwise carries cells, red blood cells, white blood cells, and it is in this liquid portion that in COVID-19 we believe there are little bullets called antibodies, and it is these antibodies in plasma which help certain patients to recover, whereas other patients are left with a long drawn battle with COVID-19. So the rationale here is that even though plasma is under clinical trials and still experimental, we hope that the antibodies from a patient recovered from COVID-19 will somehow help another one struggling with it. So the concept is go from COVID survivor to a COVID savior by becoming a plasma donor with Prana. Just to bust a few myths on plasma donation, and we have on record, if you go to our Prana Pan India YouTube channel or website, we have several donors coming forward to tell you that plasma donation is extremely safe, no pain, it's easy, there's no discomfort, it doesn't take away your immunity, it will not give you COVID-19 again, and we add to it the great selflessness in donors even coming forward. 5 of them donate thrice in the last 1.5 months with Prana. Just want to give you a little idea on the criteria that a plasma donor should have. Not everyone can donate plasma. First and foremost, you have to have recovered from COVID-19. Secondly, you have to be at the timestamp of 28 days after fully recovering from all of your symptoms. Sadly, ladies, and I see many of them here, many ladies are unfit to donate because anyone who's ever been pregnant is not eligible to donate plasma. So the great amount of our donor registry comprises of males in the age group of 18 to about 55 and with a weight of about 55 kgs. Further to that, we have a host of screening blood tests that a blood bank will conduct on you and finally decide whether you are fit to donate plasma. Your plasma, once donated, can be stored for up to 1 year in the freezer, and a donor can come back to us every 15 days, provided they meet the criteria, to donate again and again. Prana's strengths lie in an extremely tech-enabled, secure registry of donors that you sign up to on a link, and as well as we take recipient requests online and we match the donor to the recipient in the least possible time. Now you must be wondering what Pillars of Positivity is doing with plasma donation, which is the flagship activity of Prana. We noticed in our first 1 month itself, chatting with donors and recipient family members, there was a great degree of emotional stress they were going through. And with the support of Dr. Abbasi, our dear friend Nadi, and a host of counselors, psychiatrists on board, we brought together the Prana Mental Health Initiative and our 10 pillars of positivity, which are getting inaugurated today. The first pillar with Dr. Abbasi is meant to help you cope better, get a little more positivity in these unreal times. So without further ado, I hand over to Dr. Abbasi to take us on a journey where we can foster better posture and also get opportunities to boost our immunity. Over to you, Dr. Abbasi.
Thank you very much, madam. Am I audible to everybody? I think I am. You can raise your hands. Madam, am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir, audible.
Yes.
Because I could find some crackling in your voice. So was it because of the mic or I don't know what? Am I cracking?
Oh no, doctor, you're absolutely clear. I'm just going to make you the person to who will have the. Just one moment. Yeah, please start.
I'm unmuted. You muted me. Okay. Good evening, everybody. We are here on behalf of Prana. We thank Prana for giving us the opportunity to talk to you about two important things that are important in view of COVID. One is your posture, because you are sitting a lot nowadays in home and work from home. Secondly, we are standing also more, we are sitting also more, and we are now into a sedentary lifestyle. Our movement outside has stopped. So this all are causing our posture to get disturbed, altered, and lead to backaches in the future. Second part of my lecture is immunity, which I
Dr. Rukhsana, please mute your mic.
How do you do it?
think is important with respect to COVID, our life with this COVID, disinfectants, sanitizers, COVID. So, talking about posture, first I'll share the screen with you. Can you enable me sharing screen, madam?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Parishar.
Anyway, if you can't share screen, I have a model here
No,
which shows the normal spine.
I've shared it with you, doctor.
Are you sharing the screen with me, madam?
Yes, I have. Yes, I have.
Yeah, you have. So now, can you see the spine on the screen, madam? Picture.
Oh no, we are getting your image. Okay. We are getting your image of on the Zoom screen, your photograph.
Okay, forget it. I think some problem. Let's not waste time. We have.
You'll have to turn on your video.
No, I'm not allowed to.
We can't see you, doctor.
Can you share me? Am I sharing the screen now?
No.
No.
स्पीकर बंद कर माइक बंद कर चैती
माइक अच्छा
Now you can see. Now you can see the spine.
Yes, we can.
डॉक्टर
Participants, please mute your mics. Dr. Rukhsana, please mute your mic.
अरे वो ठीक है तो तकलीफ है हाँ
Host, please mute everybody.
Sorry, I don't know how to do it. I'm scared I will mute Dr. Abbasi himself.
You can mute everybody and then unmute only Dr. Abbasi.
Okay. Just give me 1 second.
Dola, go to participant and mute everyone, and then Dr. Abbasi will unmute him.
Participants. Okay, from there. Got it. Thank you, mommy. Participants, mute all. Lovely.
Anyway, I'm starting. For the posture in the you can hear me now, I think you can hear me now. Yeah. Anyway, for the spine, for the posture in the body, spine is the most important part, and our spine is into 3 parts. If I can show you,
Doctor, we
is the
can't
model.
see anything. We can't see anything. Could you please turn your video on? We can't see the spine, the picture, or the model.
My video is on.
Yeah, there we go. Now we can.
My video is on, madam.
Yes, now we can see. Thank you.
Yeah, my video on. You had. Yeah. So for the posture in our body, spine is the most important part of the posture. That maintains the posture and the spine. So if you can see, there are 3 parts. The upper part called the neck or the cervical spine. the middle part called the dorsal spine, or the part that supports the chest, and the lower part called lumbar spine. Now this whole spine is into a C-shaped structure. The C above, the C middle, and the C later on. There are 3 C's. The neck is C-shaped with the curve on the back. So for my neck, it's like this way. Okay. The upper part of the back, the chest part, is like this. This is the back and the front. And lumbar, it's reverse. Okay, this is the back and this. So this 3 curves, the neck curve, the upper back curve, and the lower back curve. These 3 curves are the most important part to understand posture control or posture regulation. The neck curve has to be always curved to the back. The upper back curve to the back, that is convexity, concavity to the front. Neck, convexity, front, concavity behind. And the lower back, concavity back and convexity front. So the spine is like this. The face is this side. The neck is like this. The upper back is like this, and the lower back is like this. Okay. Now, for the posture of the neck, whenever you are reading or watching mobile, the best part is keep it up like this. So chin is up. When chin is up, the curve transmits the weight of the head and the upper torso down the legs on the floor. So if these curves are not proper, the weight transmission is improper and the back starts aching. So your chin is up. Curves is because these legs on the floor. So if this curve drops. Secondly, the spine has 3 main. One is the posture. Second, that come out from the brain. This camera. This spinal column from the top brain down, and here it ends. And these nerves that come out, they supply our different parts. The neck part supplies the head and the upper areas. The chest part supplies the chest areas, and the lower part supplies the lower back and the limbs, the lower limbs, these nerves. Now, if the posture is altered, I'll take you to a smaller picture which is much more clear here. Now, this is your low back. These are the vertebrae 1, 2, and 3. I'm just showing a part of this. The lower part I have shown you as a zoom. And this is your tailbone, the lower one. Okay. Now, if you see properly, get close to the camera. These are discs which are cushions between the 2 bones. And these yellow are the nerves that come out from the spinal cord. This is the spinal cord which goes in the center. Now, if these nerves, this hole is maintained proper in size because of one disc and the posture. If this curve is altered, normal curve is like this, the curve is altered, then these nerves get pressed and then you get pain in the legs, numbness, tingling, and severe pain. So the spine maintains posture, transmits the nerves from the brain, spinal cord to the different parts of body, and in the neck. If you see, if I zoom it, you can see a red line. This red is the blood supply from the heart to the brain. So neck is really a very tight structure, very important structure. The English idiom called bottleneck is what is worth. So in the neck, the spine has one more function of supplying the blood from the heart to the brain. Hence, in neck problems, we have seen complaints like giddiness, blackouts, and vertigo, and nausea and vomiting. Because of the improper posture of the neck, the curve gets altered or reversed. This curve is called lordosis in medical terminology. This curve, the concavity back, is called lordosis, which is required for the neck and the lower back. If this is lost, the becomes straight because of bad posture or because of any injury or other pattern, then the supply of the blood to the brain and the supply of nerves to the lower part is disturbed, altered, and hence all the complaints. So to maintain a posture, first thing is, let's talk about the neck. As I told you, keep the chin up, chin up, chin up. Even your laptops, take it up. The more the up, the better. And if you have a chair like this, rest your head there. So when I rest my head there and talk to anybody, automatically I maintain my curve. So my head touches here and I am talking. Okay, what is this? And I read like this. Mobile like this. Okay. So I kept my chin up. So I maintain that. Working like this changes your posture. Reverses the lordosis. The concavity behind becomes concave to the front, and the whole thing is altered, and these nerves start getting compressed, and you start getting pain in the hands, tingling, numbness. Things are lost and you can't do things. They complain, doctor, I can't cook. The spoon leaves my hand, or there's numbness, tingling, because the spine has nerves, and these nerves get spoiled. So maintain your neck posture simply by two things. One is keep your chin up always. Make it a habit. Or sit like this and talk if you are not used to it. People wear collars, but collars are not meant for human beings. I think collars are for dogs. Should not wear collars. Just put your mind to fix that. I have to keep my chin up and talk looking in front. Laptops up. Put some books. Get the laptop up. Screen up. Mobile like this. As I repeat, books like this. The more you keep your head back, buy a proper chair. A small invest in a good chair is worth avoiding costly MRIs and operations and surgeries and treatment. The upper back is, by God's grace, very stable because there are ribs. The ribs stabilize the back. So the posture in the upper back is not altered by our functioning. It is altered either by disease or by some injury or by some congenital deformities like kyphus like this, or old age when the bones start getting osteoporotic and so this, you can see something like this hunch. That's because of the loss of height. So the chest part is maintained. The problems are mainly in the neck and the low back for the posture. So the upper neck, I told you how to read, how to use mobile, how to work on a desktop. Always see that the screen is above and chin remains up. And a few stretch exercises. The neck is, by God's grace, so beautifully designed, believe me, that in spite of the head hanging on that muscle, it doesn't fall here or fall this side. It doesn't fall, it remains straight. Why? If you put a small thing on your head like this, it will fall off. But the head doesn't fall like this, it goes back. It stays centered because of the muscles. They are constantly working. Believe me, the neck muscles are the one that work constantly. They get tired, they get exhausted, if you don't give it a rest. So when I go back like this and put my head back, I have rested my neck muscles. I have left my head weight on the chair. So I have offloaded the neck muscles, the weight of the head. The weight of head is around 5.5, 6 kilos, whatever it is. That is being managed by muscles. Can you imagine, visualize how in center? Imagine a lady in the village taking a pot, how she balances. Same way your head is being balanced by these muscles, poor little muscles. They are very thin. They are hardly a few, but they are so taut, they are so strong. So give them a relaxation, give them a break, go back like this. Or put your hand on chin and work like this. And every 40 minutes or 1.5 hours, do some stretches. Go left, go right, go up, go below, tilt right, tilt left. This stretching helps it to replenish the blood supply. And they get relaxed, they get retoned. Anything. And believe me, muscles are like elastic structures. When you blow a balloon, what do? Before you stretch it. Why you stretch it? So it can blow to a maximum capacity. Same balloon, unstretched, can't be blown more than this. But if you stretch it, you blow it big. Same with the muscles. When you stretch it, they give you better function. They last a longer time. Stretching of the muscles, even players, when they go out, they stretch. You see, they are doing daily workouts. But still, before the game starts, Sachin or Gavaskar or Virat Kohli, they go on the pitch and stretch their back, go up. Stretching muscle is a very important part. Don't sit on a place for long hours. The rule is every 40 minutes take a break. If you're sitting, just stand up like I did. I went and bought the model. I took a break. Take a break smartly. Go for a cup of coffee. Go for a glass of water. Do your own work. Don't order by file do, ye do, wo do. You stick in a place. So for the neck, two things: chin up, read up, mobile up, headrest whenever possible. We pay lots of money for a chair in the car also with the headrest, but we never use it. We are always idle like this, driving like this. Apprehension. It's a habit that we have formed over years. We should always sit like that and drive like this. So your head rate goes to the chair and goes down the ground, relaxing your muscles. Your neck gets a break. We all want a break. Now we come down to low back. Low back is the most structure of pain. It is said that people have died without headache, but everyone in the life has had a low back ache. It's so common because it's the most misused, overused, and malused by people. We use the back very badly. The low back has a structure, as I told you, with a concavity on the back and this front. This is your back. This is an arch, and any arch like Tir Kaman has a thread here and the muscles here. These muscles have to be toned properly to maintain the arch. So when you sit properly like this, you maintain your posture. Automatically your back gets arched. There are chairs available like this one chair, which has this curve. You see this curve. I take it far off. See this curve. This is the lumbar curve. You can appreciate this. I think you can see. Lumbar curve. This curve, when I sit, automatically gives me that curve. So when I sit like this, my lumbar curve recreates. So when I get the curve back, the muscles are at neutral, like the car in neutral. When the car is not in neutral, the brake, I have to put my leg on the clutch to maintain the accelerator. But if I put neutral, my legs are free. Same way, when your back goes to that posture, neutral posture, your muscles are relaxed. You get a break. And a right posture for anybody is, if you want to see, you stand on side like this. I'll show you. When you stand like this, I'll go a little far off and show you. In this posture you maintain, your earlobes, your shoulder tip, and your ankle part, this part, should be the same line, not like this. The earlobe, the shoulder, and this is your straight posture. This is your posture. So when you stand to the wall, your head touching, this curve should be there. If this curve is not there, it means a problem neck, and same curve here. So you should see in the mirror that, is your posture good? Is my posture good? Is my posture bad? 90% of backaches are because of bad posture. There's least number of diseases or any problems in the back that can cause backache. Most are bad posture because we sit, sleep, stroll, and stand. 4S. The S curves. There are 4S we do. How we stand, how we sleep, how we stroll or walk, and how we sit. The rule is always, for a good posture and a good spine, make it a golden rule. Don't stand when you can sit, and don't sit when you can sleep. Take a break. People stand and talk for hours. It's wrong. The spine is not meant to stand. Except if you are professional, you have to stand, you stand for long hours. But always in a meeting, sit down and have a talk, sit properly and talk for hours, no problem. And when you have nobody's there in the room, and you take a break, lie down. Because when you lie down, you offload the whole muscle. The whole spine goes like this, horizontal. So the weight goes down the bed at every point. Instead of standing, when you stand, the whole weight goes via the spine. And these discs which I showed you, these discs, they are cushions which are between the bones. They help to make the spine flexible also like this, and they cushion on the jerks. Now these discs are gel, they are have a water content. So proper hydration, which is always, we'll talk in immunity also, help your discs. And if the discs are spoiled, like the last disc, you can see this one is spoiled. Hence, this nerve is compressed now. If this nerve is compressed, whatever part this supplies, the area this supplies will get numbness, tingling, and weakness. Simple method for the back now. Get a curve. If you don't have a curve in your chair, get a roll towel, put a roll towel and tie it to your chair and get your lumbar curve supported by a towel. There are available lumbar separate seats you can tie to the chair and use it. So we talked about sitting. Sitting again, whatever chair you buy, the chair is, उसका हिंदी में मैं हमेशा बोलता हूं कि आपकी कमर के लिए कुर्सी, कमरे के लिए नहीं. Don't design a chair for your designing like this chair suits here. Okay, इतने chair fit होगा. No, you're still work for hours. So आपकी कमर के लिए कुर्सी, कमरे के लिए नहीं. So get a proper chair. Investing in a chair is very good because for long hours there should be hand rest always. Always hand rest. Why hand rest? Because when you get up, when you put your weight on the handle and gets up, the weight comes on thighs, which are bigger muscles. If you get up like this, you'll have backache. So always get up with supporting your hand weight on the chair or from the table and get up. Shift your weight. So when you sit on a chair, there should be hand rest. Plus, chair should be adjustable. The height, because we all are differently made. When you sit, see that your angle of the body torso to the thighs is 90 degrees. It's called 90-90-90. Torso to thighs 90, thighs to leg 90. And if possible, get a footrest. Because when you put a footrest, the calf muscles are again relaxed. The idea is that whatever posture you are in for long hours, only those parts which are being used should be used. Don't misuse. Like when I'm on a computer, my hands are working and my mind is working. Why should my neck work? So when I go back, I offload neck, so neck is rested. If I have proper chair, my back is rested. We work on computer like this, so that even those muscles that are not being required or not necessary are being used. So we are overusing it. When you stand for long hours, ladies who are listening to me or gents who work for long hours standing, they should do a simple technique which is so easy, and you'll find this technique will help you stand for long hours without backache. What you do is, I'll show you. When you stand, I think you can see me now. You cannot see me. You can see me? No.
Yes,
When
we can see you.
Okay, I'll show you. Something like this footrest. This footrest should be there. Put that footrest below table and put your 1 foot up like this on that, around 8 inches or 10 inches. Stand with one leg up like this and work. And after some time, change the leg, put other leg. So when you put your leg up on that pedestal or a small stool which is around 8-10 inches, you offload the spine. You'll find, oh, I'm relaxed. If you stand like this, you get tired and you shift your weight. You do like this, you do like this, you support like this. We do that, but that's improper. The proper way is to just put one leg up on 8-inch stool, just under your kitchen table or under your work table, wherever it is, and change the leg every 20 minutes, 50 minutes, then this leg, then this leg. Simply, standing posture becomes longer. You can stand for long hours without getting disturbed and without getting your back ached. Main, avoid prolonged standing. Even in the kitchen, ladies can alter their work style. First sit down and do all the cutting and all that, and then go and cook. Don't do everything standing. That will help your posture be maintained. So your back posture, low back posture and neck posture. Same with the back. Every 40 minutes, 20 minutes, take a break and stretch your back. Back stretches are simple. Just touch your toes, bend, take your knee up like this, stretch, turn your back like this, stretch, this stretch. Just stretch for about 5 minutes every 40 minutes, 20 minutes, and your back is replenished with new blood supply and all toxins are washed out. So your ache becomes less. And most important for the posture, sleeping also. People don't sleep properly. Hence, early morning they get a severe back stiffness. Either because the mattress wasn't proper, because they weren't sleeping properly, because more congested place, there's no chance to move, turn in the bed. When you turn the bed, because at one stage the posture gets tired, so automatically the body changes. Even in deep sleep, you change postures. That's God's way of asking you to alter postures. Hence, when you're awake also, sitting or standing, please change your postures. Take a break. The way you take curvets in the night. See that if your matter is not good, see a doctor, ask him, advise him. We call it firm foam mattress. That mattress is form of a firm foam around 80 micron, and on top is a thin layer of 1 inch coir and below coir. Coir and in between foam. This is a good mattress. This mattress is called firm foam mattress. This helps insulate. It keeps the body warm. Plus, it doesn't sink in deep. It just goes on, but just goes down a bit, not completely sinking. If it sinks completely, morning you'll have backaches. So, a proper bed for sleeping, a proper chair for sitting, proper standing posture, and when you walk, when you go for long walks or regular walk or brisk walking, see that you have proper shoes. Improper shoes make your walk disturbed and lead to problem in the ankle, knee, hip and spine ultimately, because they are all linked. It's a locomotion like the car. There are 4 tires. Same with the ankle, knee, hip and spine. They all 4 together make you walk. So if any one is disturbed, it will affect the other. So if your knees are disturbed, it might land up from your hips or the ankle joint or the back. Or if your back is in problem, you might land up with a knee problem. So these 4 are the 4 tires of locomotion: the spine, the hip, the knee and the ankle. So wear proper shoes, see the ground is proper, walk properly, and most important, don't ignore pain. Pain is a very important part of your healing. It's a blessing, I say. If there's no pain, people would have even bigger problems. We start our life with pain. It's the labor pain that tells the lady to go and deliver a child. Imagine if there was no pain, how would she know? The child would have been dead in the uterus, in the womb, in the stomach. Pain is a sign by God, by the body that looks from somewhere. Don't ignore pain. Thinking it go on its own, not possible. Do something. See a doctor, try your own stunt, but do something for it. Any pain in the back, neck, upper back, hands, legs, please see a doctor. Because earlier you come to us, the treatment is cheaper, easier and comfortable. Easy also. The more you come late, the more complicated. Later on we manage you, we don't treat you, because you have spoiled your spine. And body by God's grace tries to alter and help you out. So you try to alter the body to suit your work and endanger it more or disturb it more. So in the posture, as I mentioned, neck is a very important part, because if the neck posture is bad, you might find your brain not getting proper supply. Hence, when you sleep also, take a very thin pillow. Very thick pillows, change your curve. Make it more straight. Very thin pillows, make it more lordotic. A normal pillow, not so thin, not so thick, just comfortable, which maintain the curve of your neck on the bed. Too high will make it like this, too low will make it like this. There are available pillows which are called neck pillows, but the best is simple pillow, soft pillow, and support it below by a rolled up blanket or a bed sheet to make it firm. So the rolled up bed sheet and on top pillow is the best thing to happen, cheaper and very efficient. And we'll talk about sleep also when we talk about immunity. I think we are running short of time. I'll stop the posture here and I revise for you. Neck, very important, because supply of brain is through neck. Please maintain your neck posture by sitting, touching the chair or keeping books up, mobile up. Don't bend your neck much. Keep it the chin up or neutral is better. Stretch your neck off and on. Keep your laptop screen up. For the low back, as I told you, when you're standing for long hours, put a pedestal, put one leg up and change the leg every 20 minutes. You'll find standing time increase without pain. For sleeping, I told you firm foam mattress, proper temperature in the room. I'll repeat that when I come to immunity and how sleep affects immunity. And buy a proper chair for your back, not chair for the interior designing. Proper shoes to wear. There's lots to speak. I think I'll have a next session for this if possible and talk about each part separately. Now we go on immunity. Immunity is body's own defense mechanism. They are like the police, the military in your body to fight infections from outside, fight disease from outside. Immunity is made by yourself. You yourself make your immunity. There are 4 or 5 main things that affect your immunity. One is diet, what to eat and how much to eat. Second is your stress levels. How is your mental level? Third is sleep pattern. How you sleep, how much you sleep. Fourth is the exercises, which will again help your posture here also. I'll speak there on. Then hydration, fluid intake. And lastly, some medicines that help improve immunity like vitamin supplements and all that. We go to diet first. Now in diet, there are lots of natural products that increase your immunity. Plant foods like vegetables, fruits, legumes, pulses. These all have lots of vitamins and minerals that help boost your immunity. Some fruits and some vegetables have lots of high amount of zinc, which improves immunity. Some fruits, vegetables have lots of vitamin C, which give you again boost to immunity. Plus, in your foods, you can take some of fermented foods like probiotics, dahi, chaach. Now, there is a basic good bacteria or bacterial flora in the intestines that help our intestines work better. Sometimes due to repeated infection, they get spoiled. And if you take any probiotic like dahi or soya bean milk or chaach or any in other part of the world, Korea and other places, they have fermented vegetables like cabbages or vegetables which they eat. India, we have only curd or chaach is the best thing to happen. That will increase your flora, the good bacteria in your intestine, which help identify the other intestines, the other bacteria. They help the immune system to identify and kill them. The study done in one school in Bombay, long back I had done, we had given a few kids for 3 months continuously 70 ml of buttermilk daily, one batch. Another batch was not given, 2 classes. And we found the chance of infection in it was 20% higher. They got more common cold, more fever, all that. So buttermilk increases your immunity by increasing your bacterial flora. And other thing to be avoided is added sugars, like those products which have sugar added to it, like those cold drinks, the milkshakes, the sweets. These sugars increase your calorie and put on your weight. Again, obesity is a big marker here. We have seen in this COVID, people with diabetes, pressure and obesity were more succumbing to the disease than other people, than plain diabetes and BP. Obesity is a bad thing both for posture also and for your immunity also. Why immunity? Because extra weight on your body is an excess that is not being counted by your system. For example, you have a height weight ratio. We are made in that format. Once we become mature at the age of 21, 22 in boys and 18 in girls, height stops growing. We are matured and the weight fixed to it, height weight ratio. So when your weight becomes more, the whole body is working extra. For example, if I have a plan for a 4-story building, then I have a garage for that, lift for that, electric current for that, water supply for that. If I increase 4 more floors without changing all these, then I am going to have problems in my parking, in my lift, in my electric current, and also in the water supply. Same thing happens when you become obese, become fat, your heart
Sorry, doctor, we lost you.
lungs, liver, kidney, but that is your baggage. This is excess, not of use to you. Obesity. Am I audible, madam?
Yes, yes, thank you.
Yeah. So obesity decreases the immunity. We had in our community vaccine flu every year. Last year we gave, this year we gave, and we found that people who were obese were twice more succumbing to the infection than those who were not obese. So even a vaccine, if it comes COVID, it will protect you only if you are normal weight, more than when you are obese. Any vaccine works through your immunity. So if your immunity is weakened, even the vaccine can't help you. And obesity, what happens when you get a paunch like this? To balance the weight, your head goes back. Why? Because head is maintaining center of gravity. Have you seen a lady walking pregnant? She walk like this. So when you walk like this, you increase your back curve. So your back becomes more curved. It takes more strain. The nerves get compressed. So obesity will spoil your posture because the body has to alter to maintain center of gravity. Otherwise, you will fall on your face. So to not to make you fall on the face, the body goes back. Plus obesity, the fat that you collect spoils the immunity. So maintaining a height weight ratio is good for posture also and for your immunity also. Hence, count your calories. Avoid added sugars that spoil your weight. Then we come to sleep. Sleep is a very integral part of our system. It's so important. Believe me, that I was astonished to see that every culture, every religion has more functions in the night than in day. Night it is meant, we need at least, as different ages, a child, infant needs 14 hours, a child needs 10 hours, young 8-10 hours, and old 7 hours. Is a minimum sleep required. Have adequate good sleep. 7 hours is a must. If you can't take 7 nights, take a break, take a small nap, power nap in the afternoon and adjust it. What does sleep do? Sleep is the time when your body repairs the daily wear and tear. What happens to you? We use our body, we do wear and tear. So it's a servicing time for our body in the night. So improper sleep, improper service, no sleep, no service. So if you have 2-3 days of no proper night, your backlog of wear and tear becomes more. Like if I handle 4 files a day, if I don't do 4 today and 4 tomorrow, there will be 8 extra on the 3rd day. Same way your body gets more and more wear and tear repair on the 3rd day when you don't sleep. So please, 7 hours sleep is a must. God has made night for sleeping. If you have a job which disturbs you, that's your bad luck. But try to plan that you go home in the night and sleep in the night. Night is meant for that. The whole climate, the whole nature supports you. पूरी कायनात आपको हेल्प करती है अच्छा सोने के लिए आराम से सोने के लिए. So when you sleep, see that the temperature in the room is very okay, not too cold, not too hot. The mattress is perfect. There's darkness in the room. Make the room more dark. Hence, if you want a proper sleep, please off your mobile screens half an hour before you sleep. That bright light, the blue screen of mobiles, playing games on that, WhatsApp and all that, just before sleep, keeps your retina always blinking, so you don't sleep. You close your eyes because you're tired, but there's no proper sleep. So off your screens, TV screen, while 45 minutes before you sleep. Then you can read a book or talk something or play games or sing songs or listen to music on ears, but let your eyes get a rest. So a proper dark area, proper cold area, a proper mattress, no disturbance from outside will give you a proper sleep. And a proper bed is a must. People have got up in the morning because of improper sleep because of bed. I have, in my practice, there are so many patients where I just gone to the home and changed their mattresses and their backaches are gone. So proper sleep. On stress, anxiety, I won't talk much because there are lectures coming in this series now which will teach you yoga, meditation to remove stress. Stress does what? It's indirectly. Anything that causes an inflammation in the body, either through improper foods, improper sleep, improper mental stability, will increase your inflammation. And when your body is inflamed, you are prone to diseases. It's called chronic inflammation. If you must have seen in COVID, they do a CRP. That's the marker. Acute inflammation are necessary for healing. Like if I fall down, my hand gets injured, I get swelling, it's an inflammation. That is to heal. They do a short term. But chronic inflammation because of your obesity, your stress, your improper sleep, your improper food will lead to decreased immunity and more prone to infections. So please try to avoid stress, relax. There are different techniques, modalities. I think Madam will tell you about that. The coming series, we have lectures on yoga, meditation, and they are better. The prana is for mental health support. I think they are better people to speak on this when their lectures come in. Next is proper hydration. Body needs water. Water is the basic source to alter chemicals in the body. Don't dehydrate yourself. Dehydration causes brain to get stressed also. At least 4 liters of liquids per day. And liquids, water is best because water has no calories. You can take tea, coffee, but try to take more water. The more you take, the better. And please don't wait for thirst to make you drink water. Thirst only comes when your body level has gone well down. So every 3 hourly, 4 hourly, make it a point that 2 hourly, a glass of water, keep bottle near you. You can have your own bottle and drink it. Water is the essence of life. The kidneys, the lungs, the heart, when they are well hydrated, they are well immuned. Any dry surface can catch infection very well. Hence the sore throat. So keep your throat moist. Throat is the part where COVID will infect you. So that's why steam inhalation. Why? That is to hydrate your nasal passages, hydrate your throat, hydrate your pharynx, larynx and all the part. So hence if you drink plenty of water, you'll be well hydrated and your immunity will become good. Next is exercises, which is very important part. I always say, harakat mein barakat hai. हरकत में बरकत है. जो नहीं हलता वो मैयत है. Dead bodies don't move. Please, you're alive. Simple exercises, moderate, not much. Brisk walking, swimming, skipping, stretches. At least just, it is said, thrice a week or 4 times a week is enough. Divide that into 40 minutes or 20 minutes per day, more than enough. When you stretch your muscles, as I mentioned earlier about a balloon, elastic, the more you stretch, the whole day it works. Exercise in the morning, re-stretch your muscles and tone them, and exercise in the night help to wash out the toxins. So a 40 minutes exercise when you get up and a 40-minute stretches on the bed you lie down is more than enough. Please do moderate exercise. These exercises make your muscles more toned, more supple, more active. And this again removes inflammation, which helps immunity. The basic tagline is inflammation. Believe me, there's a new technique developed where obesity has been controlled by controlling inflammation. There are doctors available in my clinic also who find out the inflammation in the body, which parts are inflamed, and when they control that with a simple diet, they have lost 10 kilo in 3 months. Inflammation. Food that cause inflammation, no. Dryness cause inflammation, no. Improper sleep cause inflammation, no. Stress causing inflammation in the body, no. Don't let the body be inflamed. Chill. In today's parlance, chill, cool down. So, moderate exercises, proper hydration, proper sleep, proper food, probiotics, like the available probiotics now in the market, you can have that instead. There's milk available, I don't know the names. And last is supplements. If at all required, then you can take supplements like these one. These are vitamin C with zinc, with vitamin D3, all that. They are available in the market. You can take one each day to help add zinc to your body, add vitamin C to your body, vitamin D3 to your body, and curcumin. Our haldi is a very good source of anti-inflammatory, but not in high doses. Small haldi is enough. We are in
Sorry, doctor, we lost you.
Indian culture is superb. Asanas in yoga, in our case, namaz, we all do. These are all get there to stretch your back and with good things in life. You just don't follow it. I don't know what a lot of asanas in yoga is. The yoga, these are all goes for exam. Why? The food I told you, the sleep I told you, the stress I told you, hydration, and inflammation. I think we are about to close now. There's a lot to speak, but we are running short of time. So please take care and believe me, last line, no diet, no lifestyle, no change in sleep pattern, no stress pattern can help you in COVID without social distancing, keeping distance, mask, and adequate hygiene. Believe me, you can't escape this. मैं अच्छा खाता हूं, मैं अच्छा पीता हूं, तो मैं मास्क नहीं पहनूंगा? नो, प्लीज. मास्क है, मस्खरी नहीं. प्लीज, मास्क से मस्खरी ना करें. आधा पहन रहे, यहां पहन रहे, यहां पहन रहे, कोई यहां पहनता है, कोई यहां पहनता है, यहां पहनता है. इसको बराबर पहने. Like this, cover it properly, pull it down chin, get your neck clipped, and like this. The entry, stop the entry. Wear mask properly, wash hands regularly, keep distance, and then to add to it a proper diet, proper sleep, no stress, adequate hydration to your take. Even, sorry, I forgot one point. Good fats, good fat oxidants like olive oil, the best oil to happen. That these fats help you give antioxidant, and they have omega-3 fatty acid to again remove the inflammation. Again, I repeat, whatever helps you remove the inflammation from your body on emotional level, physical level, physiological level, whatever way, will help you improve your immunity and fight diseases. Can you take question, madam, now?
Yes. If anybody has any questions, can you please post it on the chat? So
I would request Prana to somehow give my mobile number and my email address so that whatever is left to understand can be asked me. I am open to anybody calling me on phone or WhatsApp or email to me. I have a YouTube channel in my name called Dr. Mustadir Abbasi. Go there, subscribe. There are lots of videos on exercises. I keep posting new videos. You can watch that, subscribe that, and learn from there also. Lots about immunity, lots about COVID, lots about posture, lots about knee, exercise and everything.
Thank you so much, Dr. Abbasi. Really for giving us very simple, practical tips on posture control, protecting our spine, and more so on all your immunity tips to help us in this pandemic to hopefully bust COVID-19. We'd like to take some questions if you have. If you would
Yeah,
like,
I have time.
If you would like me to unmute you, I could do that. Or as Dr. Basi said, you could write to him via email or call him.
You can open the chat also. The chat people can. I'm seeing chat, so they can write the question. I can see and reply. If they can't, I'm on group chat also.
Just 1 minute, doctor. I think yeah. Any tips for people suffering from rheumatoid arthritis?
Rheumatism is a different topic altogether. But again, rheumatism is a disease of inflammation of the joints due to an autoimmune. Again, your immunity is a part. It's an autoimmune disorder where your immunity is low and the joints can't protect themselves. So again, please improve your immunity by avoiding stress, hydrate yourself, eat good food, and don't ignore pain. If there's pain, see a doctor, because this pain lead to a deformity, and then you have deformity like this in the hands and the foot, because you have taken care in the earlier stages. And rheumatism gets aggravated by cold temperatures, so avoid cold exposures. These people always come to us in cold climate or the early morning. So keep the body warm, wear warm clothes, avoid AC, avoid cold exposure, avoid cold climates, and take treatment on time. I think that's the best tip. And immunity, again here.
Thank you, Dr. Avasi. Any more questions?
Any more questions? Anybody can unmute everybody. People are unmuted.
I can just.
The question by Madam Sunita Lobo, your opinion on vitamin D3. I didn't get the question. Opinion means you want to know whether it's useful, not useful, or what? Sunita Lobo, you can unmute yourself, Madam Sunita.
Yes. My question was, would you prescribe vitamin D3 for immunity or in specific conditions like menopausal women or somebody having a low vitamin D3? Or what is your opinion on vitamin D3 where immunity is concerned?
First of all, let me make a general statement. If a proper diet is taken, a balanced diet is taken, God has given every mineral, every vitamin in the body, in the food. So a proper balanced diet will supplement you with whatever required vitamins for that. So when you want to, the first principle of giving somebody vitamin is knowing by way of their signs and symptoms that they are lacking in that. Okay, because body amazingly doesn't store vitamins. Believe me, I mean it's a statement that I'm making public, but 60% of vitamins and minerals are daily flushed down the toilet in the morning. They are not required. Body won't store it. It will just take the required and throw it out. Hence, vitamin D3 is a must for people who are osteoporotic, people who have symptoms where we find vitamin D deficiency, and people where we find immunity is low. So if your immunity is low, then vitamin D supplements can help you. But a proper diet, early morning exposure to sunlight for just 5-7 minutes. Early morning, twilight, just before the sun rises. you go and sit for every alternate day, enough light is imbibed in the skin to convert the vitamin D in our body to vitamin D, which is active vitamin D. And lots of fruits have vitamin D, lots of vegetables have. A proper balanced diet won't let you even allow to replenish vitamins. So let the body or doctor decide you need or you don't need. Over-the-counter selling of vitamins is to be condemned. People buy it, and abroad, believe me, abroad, every prescription is properly honored and required. In India, we have a problem that we have over-the-counter sale of lots of products which should be basically prescribed properly and taken with a proper doctor's consent.
Thank you, Dr. Abbasi.
Thank you, doctor.
There's one more question.
Yes.
Some Madam Divya Mithil, people are not consistent with their workouts. They do it in a fits and bits. When they restart workouts, after long gaps, they don't warm up. Perfectly, you are right. Anything for that matter. Even if you are cooking, if you do in bits, you end up making a mess of what you're cooking. You have to follow a recipe. Whatever in life, it has to follow a pattern. Half of them go to gym because their friends go. Half of them go to gym because they got a free membership. Half of them go to gym because it's fashion, or they go to gossip. You have to just do it thoroughly, properly. See, we all worship, and whatever we worship, we do it properly. We have a format to it. So workouts which are done properly will benefit you. Otherwise, you will end up burning out your energy, burning out your muscles, and when you take a break and you come back, again you have a problem. You have to warm up. You have to stretch. I repeat, the balloon has to be stretched properly before it's blown. If I start blowing immediately, I burst my lungs or burst the balloon. So warm-ups are a must before you start any exercise. No matter how much you work out, as I told you, all players, football players, tennis players, cricket players, when they go on the field, excuse me, they stretch out their muscles. So proper warm-up, stretching is warm-up. Warming up brings a proper blood supply to the muscles so that they are ready to act when required. There's one more question from Mustafa. What's your view on Ayurveda as an alternative precautionary medicine dosage? Bhai Mustafa, I am from allopathy, so my comment on that won't be proper and won't be right because I have not practiced nor I have done that. It's an alternative medicine. It has worked in people. They are having their own setups. They are the right person to tell you how much it works. So I don't know much about Ayurvedic. There are so many alternative therapies working around in India. And they all claim they have their therapies work for them. So I think they are the best judge. Vashishta Shri has asked me a question. Any suggestions to overcome migraine? Well, headache is a big headache. एक शेर है उर्दू में हेडेक के ऊपर कि कहते हैं कि सर दर्द के लिए संदल है मुफीद. कहते हैं कि सर दर्द के लिए सैंडलवुड. कहते हैं कि सर दर्द के लिए संदल है मुफीद. उसका घिसना और लगाना भी एक सरदर्दी तो है. So headache is a very big topic. The cause of headache is very important. It could be anything from brain tumor to your wife or husband. So headache के बारे में बोलना मुश्किल है. But there are headaches which are caused by bad posture. So since it's an orthopedic session and I'm orthopedic, as I mentioned, the neck curve that maintains the proper blood supply to the brain. If that curve is disturbed, then the blood supply to the brain is disturbed and you get migraine and headaches or blackouts. In that case, A proper checkup of the neck with X-ray and MRI will tell us the main cause, and then treatment for the back, exercise therapy, some traction to open up the curvature. There are therapies that help, and then migraine gets corrected. Amaisha Ahuja, panic attacks and excessive anxiety, what do you suggest? Well, this is a topic more for a mental health practitioner. For me, I believe in positivity. People who are around me know that I am the least anxious and I don't get panic attacks. Though we do surgery which are really making us anxious, all that, whatever we do, if we plan properly and are ready for it, as in prepare for the worst and hope for the best, will leave you least anxious. Plan your work properly, find out the cause of your anxiety, remove that cause, treat that cause, and help it out. And I live one day at a time. For me, yesterday is gone, tomorrow may never come. Today is the present, the gift that is given to us. We spend half day thinking, कल ये करना था, ये क्यों नहीं किया, ये काय को हो गया, ये क्यों हो गया. And then in half day, कल मैं ये करूंगा, ये करूंगा. तो आज का दिन waste. Then today's work becomes a backlog for tomorrow again. So one day at a time is my mantra. कल किसने देखा है, कल गया भूल जाओ, कल आएगा पता नहीं. आज का दिन enjoy करो and plan करो. Plan your work properly, you won't be anxious. Can you give us carpal tunnel syndrome, Nadia, Madam Nadia, carpal tunnel syndrome? It's an orthopedic topic. It is about the wrist joint. The wrist bones are called carpal bones. Now, all the muscles that move your fingers are located here, and they pass through a small tunnel here and go to your fingers to supply. Sometimes by injury to the carpal tunnel or by excess work, there's swelling in this area. That carpal tunnel becomes smaller, and a nerve called median nerve goes there, supplies the hand. That gets compressed. Again, nerve, as was the nerve in the spine. If the nerve gets compressed, the area it supplies gets numb, you get tingling and all that. There's definite treatment for it. See an orthopedic, a good orthopedic, and there are treatment, it gets cured. Till the meantime, keeping your hand up will remove the inflammation. Again, inflammation. The swelling goes down, the tunnel opens up, and you are relaxed. So keep the hand up till you are going for a treatment. Some tips on exercises regarding the same carpal tunnel. People who have been treated for carpal tunnel, for them, exercising the muscle and keeping it up every 40 minutes to drain the fluid, drain the inflammation, and keep the tunnel open is enough. And stretches, the grip or yellow smiley ball can be pressed again, wrist movements, clockwise, anti-clockwise, and forearm presses. These will remove the fluid, open the tunnel, and help you in carpal syndrome. Any more questions, anybody?
I think we're all done.
Before we sign out.
And a quick, any more questions, anybody? Okay.
I thank everyone. I thank Prana. I thank this COVID, which has taught me how to give webinars, which I have never given in my life, because I have to go and give lectures, because that helped me explain people more about posture. Here I had to move out of the screen and help you. I tried my best. I hope it works. It was more of extempore. I don't prepare speeches. I just go extempore as I have few points in my mind. Thank Prana. Thank all of you. Thank everybody who had logged in and was watching me, animated, hyperactive, and trying to speak in whatever way I could. And there's lots to come. I hope Prana gives me a chance to come back again and take a part 2 on this. You can always drop message, all you listeners, do you want anything more, anything which I have missed, Please inform Prana. Prana has given you a small link, I think a Google form where you can fill in. That will help us to help you better in the future. Please wear mask, hygiene. We are increasing the people. There are about 2,500 buildings in South Bombay. Yesterday lockdown. Camps Corner, Nepean Road, Malava Hill, Grand Road, Bombay Central. Please, it's not over yet. We are getting immune, but please keep safe distance, wear mask, hand wash regularly, only go out if required, and avoid getting exposure. Last one line, if I'm allowed to speak.
Of course, of course.
There's an interview coming on NTV. I had been on NTV earlier also, where the last Unlock 5, they asked me for a message. I said, for Unlock 5, the only message I can give is, we should all think that we are positive, but asymptomatic. And why asymptomatic? Because of two reasons. One is, either the viral load, the quantity of virus in me is low, or my immunity is high. There is no third reason. I am positive, I am asymptomatic because my viral load is less. If my viral load is less, then I have to protect myself from getting more virus, which means mask, distancing, hand wash. If my immunity is high and I am asymptomatic, then I have to maintain my immunity by again stress, sleep, diet, all explained, and don't infect others in my family around me who are low immunity or who have low viral load. So again, mask, hand wash, and distancing. So please, let's think that we all are positive and thank God asymptomatic because the viral load in me is less or my immunity is high. Maintain immunity, maintain the load low as possible. That's the last message for COVID prevention, protection, and saving lives.
Thank you, Dr. Abbasi. We are extremely grateful for such an informative session. I can tell you orthopedics was a very big weakness for me in medical school. But if you were my teacher, I would have maybe thought of doing orthopedics. Everything you put forward.
Oh my goodness.
So simply stated. And I'm sure it's everyone is going home with each and every message on how to protect their spine, especially their neck, on how to improve their immunity. Yes, I have to take tips from you on exercise and sleep. I'm very deficient in those two areas. And of course, we are going to have you back. Everyone stay tuned. Facebook, Insta, please follow us. And we are going to have Dr. Abbasi back with us. We have a huge lineup of webinars. The one that's coming tomorrow, our second pillar, is on youth matter. So please encourage anyone in the age group up to 25, or even if you are feeling young enough to attend it, please do join us. And once again, a very big thank you, Dr. Abbasi. Extremely grateful to the
Madam, each one is a teacher. Each one teach one is my logo. People who are here, whatever people we had 30-40 should go out and teach 30-40 more.
Yes.
And I should thank you. किस बात का शुक्रिया?
No.
खुदा ने, भगवान ने, दुनिया ने मुझे इतना ही दिया, मैंने उसका बहुत कम लौटा दिया. किस बात का शुक्रिया? किस बात का शुक्रिया? किस बात का शुक्रिया?
Pleasure is all ours, Dr. Abbasi. And if you can, like Dr. Abbasi says, live in the moment. Anything that you can do, do it now. Be a torch for prana. Talk to others about plasma donation if they have recovered from COVID-19. Let's get those bags flowing. As you heard from Dr. Abbasi, Bombay is really surging. Our plasma demand is huge. And mask up, hand hygiene, and please socially distance. We are a long way from going back to our normal lives. This is the new normal. Let's just embrace it. Thank you again, everyone, for joining us and listening to these calls of wisdom from Dr. Abbasi. Thank you again.